Hi, I'm Kayla and I'm from Mexico. I'm a writer. I'm a Christian writer. Or I'm a Christian who writes, as someone also has told me. We are called to do many things for God, and one of them is writing. That's what I write. I write stories, basically. I like to write fiction. I remember that as a little girl I used to read a lot of fiction books, but they were about places different from mine, especially England or the United States. So some of my novels have been set in Mexico, in places that we love as Mexicans. My readers have loved this book. Many of them have told me, after reading your book, I visited Oaxaca. I just had to be there. I had to eat all the dishes you described, and I had to be in those beautiful places. But especially, many of them have told me that what they felt more identified with was the spiritual search of the main character. One woman, especially, she was not a Christian. She told me, "You made me want to seek God, but not any God, the God you described, Jesus." And for me, that was very important. Other fiction books I have written are for teenagers. They are called The Warriors of the Light. They talked about young people who are in a different planet and they have their swords and they are fighting evil, but they are based on Christian principles. And for me, one of the most interesting things for my readers is that they tell me they have read the same book 10 or 12 times. I don't do that as a reader, but they have really, really enjoyed the story. And sometimes they tell me, "Oh, I know, yes, you were quoting the Bible in different words, but you were quoting the Bible." So for me, that's also very nice because as a writer, I know that my message is coming through. I also write nonfiction books for women. One of the books that I really felt very deep about was Apreciadas. It's about 4 women in the New Testament who were without God, but who were outcast. And one friend gave this book to a woman that was not a Christian, and she was, well, she had a very, very terrible life. She was very, very lonely. And through this book, she started to come to church. She was interested in listening about God for the first time in her life. I think that the written word has a lot of power, but the real power comes from the Word of God. And we as Christian writers, the only thing we do is we give them a little taste of what is in the Bible.